Accused of the unthinkable. Today, the man accused of shooting his ex-wife and stabbing his two little daughters has been officially charged.
Welcome to Shocking True Crime. Thanks to all our viewers and subscribers for your support. Stay with us for daily updates on the most shocking true crime stories. Don't forget to subscribe.
April 10, 2023. 6:15 p.m. The kind of evening where the sun starts to dip below the horizon and everything feels calm. The children were doing homework, their pencils scratching across the paper. Dinner was nearly done. The kind of normal evening parents hoped for. But what no one could have known, not even those inside the house, was that this quiet evening would soon turn into a nightmare that would haunt everyone involved forever. A father. A husband. A killer. How did it come to this? What could drive a man to commit such an unforgivable act? And was this really the same man they thought they knew? On April 10, 2023, Stephen Clare, a 53-year-old father, walked into the home he once shared with his ex-wife, Mariah Gardner, and their two young daughters, Rosalie and Willow. What followed would be described as an act of unimaginable violence. One that shattered not just a family, but an entire community's understanding of what could drive a man to such brutality. At first, their love seemed like any other, a beautiful start to a new family. But beneath the surface, things began to unravel. What looked like a storybook romance began to reveal deep cracks, hidden in moments of rage, jealousy, and control. He had two personalities. One was sweet, loving. But the other was someone I couldn't recognize. He would say the most hurtful things. He was controlling. He made me feel small. And the worst part was, I couldn't escape. If I had to line all our children up in front of a firing squad, I'd only save Rosalie, he said. Mariah tried to brush it off, chalking it up to his anger. But deep down, she knew those words weren't just empty threats. They were a warning, a glimpse into a mind unraveling, a mind that had the potential for unspeakable violence. What happened inside that home was not just an act of rage, it was a calculated attack. Stephen Clare had already made his decision. His actions that day would forever change the lives of those who survived. Officer Butler's testimony. I really thought she was going to die in my arms. The blood, it was everywhere. She was so still, and I could feel her slipping away. Claire was arrested, but the true story of why this man committed such a gruesome act remains shrouded in confusion. What could have driven a father to murder his own children and nearly take the life of his ex-wife? The answer seems elusive, even now. Does he even remember the horror he inflicted on his family? This question haunted Mariah, who couldn't fathom how someone she once loved could commit such a brutal act. Interview with Mariah. Her words are filled with anger, grief, and a deep, unshakable sense of injustice. There is no punishment severe enough. He should never be a free man again. Was Stephen Clare always destined to commit this crime, or was it a perfect storm of trauma, anger, and mental illness that pushed him to the brink? Which version of him was real? Mariah, though scared, now speaks out. Her story of survival, resilience, and the call for justice echoes through every piece of her journey. The woman who once feared for her life, and who now lives with the unimaginable pain of losing one of her children, has become an advocate. Her voice, though cracked by grief, has grown stronger in the face of this tragedy. Mariah's journey is one of healing, but also one of fighting for something more than just her own survival. She fights for Willow, for Rosalie, and for the countless other victims of domestic violence. I want my daughter's death to matter. I want to make sure no one else goes through this. No one else should have to wake up to the nightmare I did. No one should have to bury their child because of someone's unchecked rage. We need to talk about it. We need to talk about the signs before it's too late. We need to make sure that the ones who get out have the support they need, and that the abusers are held accountable for their actions. I never thought something like this could happen to my family. It feels like something out of a nightmare, something we should have been able to stop. But we couldn't, and now we're all paying for it. I wish I could have done something. I wish I could have stepped in sooner, but we never saw this coming. Stephen. I always thought he was a good man. I never thought it would go this far. I never thought he would do something like this. The courtroom battle is far from over, but one thing is clear: Stephen Clare may never escape the consequences of his actions. The tragedy of April 10, 2023, left deep scars. Mariah's life, her children's lives, and the lives of those who loved them will never be the same. But, perhaps, it will also inspire change. In the face of unimaginable loss, Mariah's strength, her voice, and her dedication to justice remind us all that even in the darkest moments, we have the power to make a difference. The battle for justice is far from over, but the fight for a world free from abuse continues, one step at a time. If you or someone you know is suffering from domestic violence, help is available. Contact the National Domestic Violence Hotline at 1-800-799-SAFE. If you are in danger, help is out there. Don't wait for the silence to be broken for you. And don't forget to subscribe for future episodes where we'll uncover more real-life crime stories, exploring the complexity of human nature and the consequences of our actions.